Hello everyone! As you can see from the title, today's episode, which is our second episode on this podcast, is about graduating high school and specifically prom night, which is a very discussed topic among students right now. My guest and I will be discussing the upcoming prom and everything related to it. Today I'm here with my friends that you already know from the previous episode, Bobby, Vladi, and Bree. So, hello everyone.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, and one special guest who will join us later on to talk about prom from personal experience. Every one of them has different opinions regarding prom and how it should be celebrated. So now we will hear all of them. First, let's start with Bree. Bree, what's your personal opinion on prom and how it should be celebrated?
Today I will tell you what is my opinion about the prom. In general, I think that everyone should organize their ball in an amazing, memorable way because, after all, this is a very special moment and day in our life. As for women dresses, I think they should be well chosen and consult with stylists.
And when you say that, can you recommend some Bulgarian designers for us?
Yes, of course. I recommend, especially for the women dresses designers such as Stoyan Radichev, Pembekinan, Sofia Borisova also, and Atelier Beyond, because they have, I think, unique models and materials are very high quality. And I think these are some of the best in Bulgaria. Of course, if you buy dresses from there, you will have to give more money. And accessories such as handbags, jewelry, and shoes are also important at the prom. I think they should be chosen according to the dress and be combined with it.
Yes, that's very important. But also, I wanted to ask you, as we know, hair and makeup is also very important when it comes to prom for women. So, can you recommend some hairdressers and makeup artists in Bulgaria who you like?
Yes, as for the hairstyle for hairdressers, I recommend the salon of Venelin Kondakov, Galeria Hair Club. And for makeup artist, I think Michele is the best.
Mm.
And the good thing is that you can browse their Instagram pages and choose exactly what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'm sure they will make you princesses for the ball. Uh, yes, the other important thing is to rent a nice prom car if you don't have one. And you can also browse the site of Rent Car Bulgaria and choose your favorite model.
Yes, and when you say all those things, I have to ask you, in your opinion, how much should we spend on our prom night in total?
In conclusion, I can say that a well organized and nice ball can not cost less than 3,000 levas, at least for girls.
Wow, that's a lot of money, for sure.
Yes,
So, Brie, in your opinion, prom night is an expensive night, so we should spend a lot of money, right?
yes.
Okay, so thank you for your opinion. And now let's hear Wadi. Wadi, what do you think about all of this?
Well, to be honest, I think that you don't need to splash out in order to have a blast on your prom night. What I mean is that you can spend part of your money on clothes and jewelry for the prom night and spend the rest of your savings for something else. Something that matters and won't last one night only. For instance, you can go on a trip somewhere, a country or a place which you have always wanted to visit. And the best part of it is that you can ask your friends and your classmates to come to that trip with you. I mean, this is the way to start probably even a new trend, a trend not to splash out on your prom night and just go on a trip instead. Yeah.
And Vladi, is that what you're planning to do for your graduation?
Oh yes, certainly. This is what I'm personally going to do. I've asked a couple of friends already whether they want to travel with me after we graduate. By doing that, we'll remember both events, the prom and the trip too. Um, we even have been thinking about going to a concert in a foreign country, and that would be actually the perfect celebration.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and still the most essential part is to wear less expensive clothing, a budget-friendly one. Um, I don't mean that by traveling your prom becomes a budget-friendly event, but at least you're not spending that huge amount of money for something that will be left hanging in your wardrobe for years.
Okay, yeah, I can see what you're saying here. And I wanted to ask you, where are you going to travel?
Well, my friends and I haven't decided yet. We have some options to consider. We are still not certain whether we want to party or to relax after 12th grade because it's going to be a tough year. Not all of the destinations are in Europe, and that is what is going to make the trip even more memorable. But to be honest, even going to a place that we have been to already will feel special to us. I just want to travel, and that's what matters to me.
Yeah, well, you make everything sound so perfect, but in your opinion, are there any disadvantages of doing that and spending less money on your prom?
Oh yeah, yeah. There are a lot of advantages and also disadvantages. Um, Wearing a dress which costs half of the money of the one your friend has might feel quite uncomfortable. On the one hand, you might feel too casual in a way that makes your prom night less special. You might even feel inappropriately dressed compared to the majority of students. This is why you should encourage other people to do the same thing as you, because we know that it's awful to feel left out, especially on an event such as prom.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. That's a great point. Well, Vladi, thank you so much for your opinion. So as of now, we have heard two different opinions regarding prom and how it should be celebrated. And now I think that Bobby told us that he knows some tricks and tips to help us save money for prom and at the same time not feeling left out, like Vladi said. So, Bobby, can you tell us more about those tricks and tips of yours?
Yes, hello from me again. Overall, I agree with Bree's opinion that every aspect should be making you feel very special. But I tend to agree a bit more with Vlad's ideas and thoughts about prom. So there's no need to spend all you have on a one night only event. Prom is a special event for everybody, and when it comes to my part in the podcast today, as you said, I'm going to share some tips, tricks, and suggestions regarding how to spend the best day of your life and still have some money in your bank account after all.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to start with the first tip that I think it's maybe the most important out of all, which is to prioritize the money spent on the activities over those relating to your appearance, simply because there aren't many options that can save on participating. And in Bulgaria, every year there's a questionnaire between all 12 graders in our school too, uh, where they all discuss the place where the prom takes place. And as we know, is essential for everyone to go if they want to say a proper goodbye to everyone in the high school life. The prices for the special occasions, most often starting the early afternoon till the early evening, are between 180 leva and 250 leva. And in this price are included the food, the whole rental, and some type of beverages and alcoholic drinks in small amounts.
And I just want to ask you, in your opinion, um, are these prices good for, everything you said, the rental, the food, or are they a bit on the high end?
Well, I think they are reasonable for the things you get, and as I said, it's very important to say a proper goodbye. And since I think everyone is going to attend this event, it's a great way to spend the day.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, so good. But as we, as many of us know, after this, everyone moves the celebration to a club where the money usually starts flying. And although it's not obligatory to attend the second part of the event, my tip here is to really think about if it's worth the hype. Nothing should be overdone in life, as we know, and unfortunately, at our age, we have a habit of not doing so.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the first tip, to really think about the money spent on this second part of the journey. And concerning a little more the male part of our listeners. From personal experience, I have asked and told that people have given over 1,000 leva at clubs just for this one night, which is a total nonsense
Wow.
for me.
Yeah, that's a lot
And
of money.
that's a lot of money, yes. And we must all be reasonable in our actions. And this insane amount of money can be spent on a far more important thing in our life. And of course, you can still have a blast with almost 10 times less the amount spent.
Yeah.
Um, when
And
it comes to the
uh, you said that this is for the male audience, and do you
a
have
bit more,
something
yes.
for the female part?
Yeah, actually, I'm going to continue with this.
Okay.
So when it comes to the female part of our listeners, or no, maybe both genders should be alert about this. The second tip is to not go crazy on outfits, cars, and makeup and hair and other beauty stuff for the girls. So nowadays there are many options that can help you save and afford for those who don't have uh, much material income. And there are possibilities of outfit rental, although it's a risky move because literally everything can happen during those intense, nearly 24 hours.
Mhm.
But still is a very good way in feeling a bit more special than the others, but with one step ahead, being the amount spent and the money saved.
And here I want to ask you, in your opinion, if someone has, if a girl has a dress which is, it's not hers, it's a rental dress. Do you think that she will feel embarrassed from this? And yes, do you think that she will feel uncomfortable and left out because her classmates have their own dresses, but she has a rental dress?
Well, I think that this topic is very person to person, so there are many, there is variety of answers to it, and it really depends on the person, as I said. So if you want to have fun and don't think about this, you can still do it, but at the end of the day, the
Yeah,
dress is not the most important thing in at
yeah,
this event, and the good vibes should be at the top of the list.
exactly. Yeah, I feel like we should not care about other people's opinion if we want to have a great time and spend less money, like you
Of
said.
course, yes, yes. And also, a second idea of mine is why not borrow the outfit from a friend who attended last year or simply a family member.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Uh,
that's actually a great idea.
yeah, I think there's a big chance that you can like something from someone you already know and rock it as hard as people who bought it from the stores. So, same thing goes to the car which is going to accompany you during the event. Um, in addition, you can definitely share the ride with some friends. As we all know, usually a car has around 4 seats, so there's space for 3 people and a driver. That means you and 2 other friends can easily get everyone's attention with the car you chose and still spend a reasonable amount of money since you are going to share it.
Mm-hmm.
And returning to the previous topic regarding the outfits, it's becoming more and more popular here and in Europe and America. Um, the designer thrift shops where Stunning pieces can be found with a bit of luck, and as I said, designer dresses, suits for the boys, and accessories too.
And do you know some designer thrift shops here in Sofia?
Um, I'm not very sure, but I think there are. So I have heard that people have bought things from them.
Hmm.
But maybe everyone should do their research to find some. But I'm 100% sure that there is some
Okay.
options.
Yeah. Thank you.
And finally, depending the makeup and hair for the girls, I can't say much since I'm a boy. And I can't really give any tips for this part of the preparation, but I did a bit of research, and some people have told me that um, there is an option that a friend which likes doing makeup or hair can definitely help them during the journey and do their makeup or hair as good as professionals. So yeah, why not try something with a help of a friend?
Yeah.
So that was everything for me, and I really, really hope that you find something in those tricks, and I hope it was helpful.
Uh, yes, actually, it was very helpful. Thank you, Bobby, so much for your tips and tricks. I'm sure that actually many of our listeners um, will listen to them, and that way they can spend, if not more, just a little bit less money on their prom. So now it's time for our special guest, Ivo. He's in 12th grade, and prom is right around the corner for him. So, hi, Ivo.
Hey, Ivo.
Hi. Yeah, so
Hi.
I'm Evo. So nice to meet you all.
So, Ivo, can you tell us a little bit more about prom from your personal experience?
Yeah. Hi again, guys. I'm Evo. I study and I'm soon going to graduate from the American College of Sofia, and I'm currently a senior, which means that I'm in my last year. I haven't had my ball and my prom yet, but I have prepared, in my opinion, very well for it. Therefore, it's probably nice for me to tell you how my preparation went. So, um, the whole process started in the middle of last year when two girls from our grade decided to be the organizers for the ball and all of its ceremonies, and and it's for sure a very hard thing to organize a whole grade and their prom and all the ceremonies. So what I paid is basically 250 leva for my disco and for my um, prom dinner. It's going to be in one of the hotels in the city center, and then the disco, is going to be in another hotel, which is in the outskirts of Sofia. What I paid for my prom fit is around 1,400 leva, but then I also want to say that I also paid a few hundred leva more for additional clothes because in my school we have also other ceremonies like senior dinner or a graduation ceremony or a last bell ceremony where we also need to be dressed very in a formal way and also look nicely.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, if you have more questions, I'm here to answer them.
So you in total, how many did you spend on your prom?
I would say that for all my clothes and also for the ceremonies and for having a reservation for them, I have spent almost a total of 2,200 leva.
Okay, and in your opinion, is that expensive or it's a regular amount of money for prom?
Yeah, so I think I sure think that this is a lot of money to spend, but this is a very special experience to every one of us as a student, and we want to have a very good time and also feel amazing on this whole month because this is a whole month of celebration. Therefore, I think that these the money that we spent is well worth. So yeah.
Yeah, and also I have one more question. Because Vladi actually told us that she would rather travel instead of spending that much money on prom. In your opinion, since you said that prom is a very special night, would you rather maybe miss it or spend less money for a nice vacation to somewhere where you have always wanted to go?
Of course, yeah, we are not obligated to go to the ball or have all these ceremonies, but this is the last time that we're going to see our class and our classmates, and in my opinion, this is something that all of us must take part in. Therefore, I think that we can all have nice vacations throughout our whole life, but then prom is happening just once in our lifetime. Therefore, I think that going to prom is almost a need.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Ivo, so much for your opinion. It was actually really helpful. So I think that that was it from us on this episode. Thank you to everyone for participating and sharing their own opinions. I hope that our listeners um, will really find them helpful. So yeah, bye from us, and you will hear us in in our next episode. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.